Israeli War Cabinet. Let's bring in Joel Rubin, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Legislative Affairs in the Obama administration. He's also currently a Democratic Congress candidate for Congress in Maryland. Joel, this is an incredibly highly consequential visit for the president. The reality is this strike occurred at this hospital in Gaza. The Palestinians immediately said that it was an IDF strike. The IDF has since disputed that. Protests have broken out across the Arab world. There obviously were questions, should the president take off, should he not? He did. He went to Israel. He said that he believes, it seems, that it was caused by, in his words, the other team. He said that to Netanyahu. So he's ascribing this strike to Islamic militants. The situation is incredibly politically explosive. You've been in rooms where some of these kinds of things have unfolded. What are the conversations like right now?
Yeah, Kasie, you just laid out the exact dynamics of the Middle East, really, and this is incredibly gutsy of the president to be going there right now. And the dynamics in the room are certainly going to be impacted by what just took place overnight. And I think in many ways it's going to reinforce the importance of the president's trip. You know, he's there to show Israelis that he has their back, that the United States stands with Israel. He's also there to carry a message that humanitarian assistance to the Palestinians is crucial, that there needs to be protection of civilians. And that's a message that he has a lot of credibility now to provide because of his support for Israel in such a strong manner. Across the board in Israel, there's a significant amount of gratitude to him for that. So he can carry that message. The other big issue, of course, is the hostages, the 13 Americans, the almost 200 hostages overall. That's a high priority for him. And so clearly his being there demonstrates directly how important it is to get that taken care of safely.
Let's talk about the humanitarian situation in Gaza for a moment. Obviously, we've been focused on the hospital. When that happened, the leader of Amman, Jordan, the king, canceled what was supposed to be a second day for the president to meet with Arab leaders after he went to Israel. The point of that was supposed to be, and the White House was telegraphing before that, hey, we'd agreed to do this because we also want to demonstrate, and we got a commitment that humanitarian aid would go into Gaza to help the civilians who are not, associated with or supportive of Hamas. They need us. Obviously, that was scrapped. And that, I think, presents a real challenge as well for the president.
It really does, Kasie. Look, our allies, Jordan, Egypt, the Palestinian Authority, these are frontline states right now dealing with the impact of the strike, but they also do have a moral obligation to support the Palestinians who are in a conflict zone. And getting the aid in, this is a dance that now has been taken up to a week, where Secretary Blinken has been working with these countries, trying to find a way to open up the gates and let the aid in. And then, of course, the Israelis as well finally turned on the water after President Biden pushed and asked for them to do that as well. But Jordan, the king is under deep pressure politically at home. There are majority Palestinians in Jordan. But all of that said and done, there has to be a way for them to provide support for the Palestinian people in Gaza for survival purposes. But, Israel is going to mount a ground offensive. And if the Palestinian people are not protected at the front end, it's only going to get more desperate once that offensive starts.
Right. And of course, the backdrop here, chaos in Washington. The administration is preparing a request for aid to Israel, but there's still no Speaker of the House.
No speaker, meaning no assistance to the Israeli military, no additional American assistance to the Palestinians for humanitarian aid, and frankly, a sign of dysfunction at the worst possible time. We can't have a failing government, and right now we do. We don't have the ability, in the case of moving appropriations bills, to get those through the floor and through the Senate then and onto the president's desk. And this doesn't look like it has an end date either. So it really undermines the president on his trip overseas for the leaders he's meeting with to know that back at home there's chaos and disarray. And that's a really weak hand for the United States when we're trying to bring our allies together right now on this critical issue.
Yeah, it's a stunning reality, and it's one that has conversations on the Hill increasing around how to figure out how to empower the temporary speaker, Patrick McHenry. We'll see what happens there. Joel Rubin, thanks very much for your time this morning.
Thanks,
I really
Kasie.
appreciate it.